Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be filming my mid-month wrap-up. I started off the month strong with the first couple of books, and then I kind of just fell off and I wasn't reading for a while. So I only read 6 books, but let's just jump right into them. First book that I read was Vows by Geissinger, and I ended up giving it 5 stars. I absolutely loved this book. This book is about Spider and Raina. Spider, you guys know, if you guys saw my review for the previous book in the series, I was not vibing with him, okay, because I thought he was a little too desperate. But I feel like in this book, you get to see a whole different side of him. You learn things about him, and the way that he is the sunshine to Raina's grumpiness just hit the spot. And the smut in this book was phenomenal. I ended up picking this book up because at the book Refuge was telling me that it is a reverse praise king, so Spider likes to be praised, and there's praise in mutual, like he praises her and she praises him, but when she praises him, it is so hot, you guys. Like, it is so good. And there is a scene in this book that lives rent-free in my head, and it's the one where they reenact a scene. Girl, that scene will forever stay up here, okay? Anyways, so basically, Spider is heartbroken and he is going to be set up in this arranged marriage to this girl from this family. I can't remember what family it is. It's just another mafia family. He is basically doing this because he wants to be in a loveless marriage because he kind of just doesn't believe in love anymore because of past things. And Raina, she doesn't believe in love because she was set into this arranged marriage to this dude that was like absolutely horrible to her, like crazy horrible. And you know, she may or may not have killed him. She may or may not killed him, but she is a widow, so they call her the Black Widow, I think. She has a niece. I think it's her niece. That's who Spider is set to marry. And so they are having to be in forced proximity because Spider is trying to get to know the niece, but he is also so infatuated with Raina that really, like, is he there for the niece? No. And he is infatuated with her from the moment that he sees her through a window. The banter back and forth is just amazing. Again, Jesse Geissinger, she knows how to do it with the banter, with the smut, and the tension and the chemistry. And I just loved the way that these two couples were it for each other and how aligned they were for each other. I loved that Raina was basically like the queen of this book. Like, that the ending and like the plot twist, it was so good. It is forbidden, it is dark, it is smutty. You need to pick this book up. You need to pick up this whole series because this is the last book of the series, but it is so good. This series, I absolutely love it, and I gave Brutal Vows a 5 stars. Moving on, I picked up a novella, Enticing the Scrooge by Jessa, Kane. I believe I gave this either 2 stars, girl, or something. Let me check. I ended up giving that book 3 stars. I really enjoyed it for what it was. It was a smutty, spicy novella where the main hero is the grandson of Ebenezer Scrooge. He is throwing this party where he's trying to find a wife, and he sees that there's this girl outside begging for money. She passes out. He caretakes her, and he assumes that she is pretending to be a beggar so she could be his wife, and she gets super upset by that, so she like runs away, and it's like him trying to get her back and like groveling, and it's smutty. Like every Jessa Kane novella, there's a daddy king, which I am not sure that I quite like. It's really like a 2.5, 3 stars, but it was a fun holiday novella. Now, the next book that I read was Mercy by Sara, Cate, and I ended up giving this book 3 stars. Sadly, I don't know, you guys. I am shook that I gave it 3 stars. It was really good. I enjoyed the read. I enjoyed the smut. I just don't know if I liked Maggie, and I don't know if I liked Bayou. I just don't know if they were the characters for me. I think it was well written just because I've loved Sara Cate's books before. The whole reverse dom sub, the master slave, I enjoyed when they were together and exploring this side, and I enjoyed the way that Bayou, he had like this younger side because obviously he's younger than Maggie, and he had this like, maybe he was too much of a brat, and Maggie was like not enough of a dom. I felt like she was too insecure and she really didn't set boundaries. It was kind of like they were playing this game like it wasn't real. It didn't feel real to me. And I don't know, you guys. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite and it wasn't 5 stars. It was just okay. I feel like if I would never reread that book. And it's so sad because I love the Salacious Players Club series, but this happened to be my least favorite. And so I gave it 3 stars. Next book that I read after that was Ruined Secrets by Neva Altaj. I actually ended up giving this 4 stars. I really, really loved it. I thought it was very well written. I loved the forbidden aspect. I loved that he was just so back and forth, that he wanted her so bad, but he couldn't get past her age. And I loved the amnesia trope. And that's not a spoiler because it's in the prologue. And I loved the way that the heroine kind of took over and was there for the hero and like protected him, and she just rose up to her role because that's how she grew up to be, and she knew that eventually she would be the wife of a capo. I just loved it so much. The caretaking, the pining between the heroine and the hero, the smut was very well done. Just overall, it was great. I loved it. Next book after that, I read a book club pick. This was 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This was so hyped up, but honestly, you guys, I gave it 3 stars. It was not my favorite. Honestly, I enjoyed it for what it was. There was a lot of issues with this book. So basically, supposedly, it's supposed to be like a spin-off to, or like related to, or like a retelling of Legally Blonde. So Abigail gets dumped by her horrible, horrible boyfriend, and his name is Richard, and he is just horrible. Like, horrible in the beginning. Like, honestly, like, too horrible. But I guess we were supposed to hate him, like literally hate him from the jump. And at the ending, when there's a confrontation between them again, he's like super mean, like super mean, and I was just like, I was not here for that. Anyways, he dumps her, and she sets up this plan to get revenge on him because she changed her whole self for this guy, and she was with him for 4 years, bitch. Literally. Anyways, yeah, she was with him for 4 years. She changed her whole personality. She changed the way that she looked for this boy who clearly didn't love her. Like, literally, it was right there. It was literally right here. And he was just emotionally and mentally abusive to her. And I know that in relationships like this, in real life, it's difficult to see that and to get away from it. But this is a book we're talking about, and I just felt like she did not have to be with this dude for 4 years and literally be his personal assistant because she thought that if she just did all of these things for him, that he would ask her to marry him. And I was just like, girl, you wanted this forever? Anyways, she does this revenge plan with her best friends where she's gonna do little petty things to get revenge on her ex, but the main thing is that she's going to fuck his boss, which then comes in Damien. And Damien is literally perfect. He is the definition of a perfect man. He just is. He is rich, listens, he's attentive, he is really good in bed, he is older, he is a lawyer. He's literally perfect. And at this point, he's too perfect. Like, where is the trauma? Where is the baggage? Where is it? Because he was a little bit too perfect. Just too perfect, okay? And the fact that we come from this really bad relationship with Richard to then she jumps into this revenge plan with Damien, and he turns out to be the perfect guy who heals all her insecurities and knows what to say, and he knows what to say and do to make her better. I just felt like that was so unrealistic. I don't know, like, she goes from the shittiest version of a boyfriend to, like, literally finding the perfect man in the span of, like, a day. Like, I literally kid you not. Also, just the way that her inner thoughts and dialogue are, she's insecure and then, no, I'm a bad bitch. Just insecurity to being a bad bitch, whiplash. Like, I didn't know where she was coming from. Like, pick one. Pick one. Please. Oh, another thing that I didn't like was that she was trying to tell Damien about this revenge plan, and Damien was the one interrupting her and telling her, like, no, wait till the new year. Like, excuse me? Like, she was trying to tell you something important, clearly wanted to tell you now, and you chose to interrupt her, ignore her, and, like, use excuses to not hear what she had to say, what she had to tell you. And so then it created this even, like, bigger guilt for Abigail, and I was just like, bruh, Like, it was like the author was trying to drag out the plot, because we know the plot from the beginning. Like, literally, we know the plot from the beginning. So it's like, we know what we're gonna expect. All we see is like Damien and Abigail like learning and developing this like deeper connection, even though from the beginning he's like, she's perfect. Yeah, so there's also that. The fact that he really don't listen to her when it counts. And I think those are all the cons of this book. But the reason why I gave it 3 stars instead of 2 is because I enjoyed the read. But when I was reading it, I was highlighting the bad shit that I didn't like, or the corny shit that I didn't like. Damien is a really good dirty talker, okay? Like, really, really good. This book is spicy. Don't let the cover fool you. It is smutty. Yeah, I went into way too much depth. I hella forgot that I'm filming that reading vlog. But yeah, anyways, I gave it 3 stars because when I was reading it, I was enjoying it. I was laughing. I loved the antics. I loved the relationship. Like, I loved them together, and the smutty scenes was really good. I thought they were really good for each other. I loved the dates. But like, I enjoyed it, and I was laughing in some parts, and I was swooning in some parts. But girl, I just think this book is not for the bad bitches, because it could never be us. But I still think that you should read it for fun, and especially for the holidays. Now that I'm done ranting about the book, let's dive into the last book that I read. It was a novella called Holly and the Henchman by Cassie. I believe this is the 3rd book in her holiday 4-book series that she's coming out with. I really enjoyed this one because there's just so much pining and it's smutty. And basically, Holly ends up being a maid that is a spy because her old boss is like blackmailing her. The henchman, basically the executioner for the mafia, he ends up falling in love with her, and it's their romance. I ended up giving it 3 stars, I believe. Yeah, I ended up giving it 3 stars. It was good for what it was. It was really cute, and I liked how it's set up for the next book, which would be for the actual boss, the capo of the mafia. So I'm super excited. But those are all the books that I read in the first half of December. Let me know down below if you read any of these books that I read, and let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to know. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.